So for today's look, as you've just seen, I'm going to create like a sunsetty, smoky, orangey eye. I want to make this one somewhat like a little wearable compared to like the last one, which is red, like dramatic half cut crease. This one would be more smoky, blown out. Not going to focus on like a cut crease or anything like that, but that's what my plan is. So just putting a little concealer on the lid just to help even everything out. I need a new concealer desperately. One that matches my skin tone because got a little darker. Oh my god, I'm so in love with these contacts. I'm so in love. Yeah, I just need like, you'll see the video. Well, if you haven't already seen that video and you watch this color shades video, feel free to go check out my review of these contacts because I'm so happy. So to start off this look, I am going to go in with the Trending in Tokyo palette, and I'm going to start off with maybe like, maybe not. Actually, I'm going to start off with the Orange You Glad palette from Colourpop, and I'm probably going to take, we'll start off with Rise and Grind, and we're going to start by dabbing that into the crease. And the orange with these blue eyes, ooh. I want to keep like my rainbow series kind of monochrome until like I maybe like, you know, start getting a little bit more crazy, do like some color blocking or color theory. If you haven't seen my red video, feel free to check that out after you watch this one because that was fun to do as well. Now with a larger blending brush, I'm actually going to take Sunkissed from this palette and then begin diffusing that edge out. With the same brush, I'm going in with the Trending in Tokyo palette, and I'm taking Karaoke. This will be just a little bit of a building process to make sure we get a decent blend. So as we put this yellow on, we might buff out some of the orange that we want to show up, but we'll go back and touch that up. So then right back in with that palette, I'm taking Rise and Grind, just on the lower part of the lid, and then blend it up into that yellow and Sunkissed shade. And I'm just doing circular motions for all this, like nothing too crazy. You know, blending, just go for it. To add like just a little bit of a deepness into it, like a rusty orange, I'm going in with the Saharan palette from Juvias Place and taking Jamila. And then just packing that on the outer corner of my eye. That didn't exactly show, it's not exactly showing up the way I wanted to. So yeah, that didn't show up exactly how I wanted to, so I think I'm going to take, probably just from this palette, the Orangey Glad palette, You Peel Me, because it's like an orangey brown. Just, again, put that in the outer corner. There we go. So just had like this little bit of a depth in the outer corner. And just taking the blending brush with a little more Rise and Grind to make sure everything's blended. Then from this palette, I'm going in with Squeeze Me, this shimmery orangey shade. I'm going to, with just my middle finger, and place that on the lid. I want like the focus of the shimmer to be near the base of my lashes and then to kind of like diffuse upwards. I don't want it to be like a cut crease or anything like that. I just want it to be like diffused. So a nice way I like to diffuse it is just what's left of my finger. Lightly tap it upwards. And that works good with shimmer shades. And then if it's looking a little too harsh, just take your blending brush and just go buff around those edges. This is looking gorgeous. I'm in love. So right now I'm just going to probably work on the face, and like for the face I think I want to go for like, again, glowy, orange, bright, stuff like that. Start off with a base just to, you know, get going. I'm just going to use the Juvias Place I Am Magic foundation, and nothing special with this. I'm mainly using this one because it's the one that matches me the best. I only want to use a small amount of it and buff it all over my skin just to give me a nice layer. I don't care if you see any imperfections because we're going for like a soft, glammy, natural-ish, not natural, but somewhat naturally look. So it's definitely going to be different than from what was in my last video. So my last video was going for full matte. This is going to be full glowy, bright, lovely makeup. So I'm just going to take just a little bit of concealer. This, again, just the Juvias Place, just a little bit in my inner corner. We're mainly using this to brighten things up because I have the foundation there. So the foundation is going to be used to hide the dark circles. This is going to be used just to brighten. So now I'm going to take the Huda Beauty SandStone's Bronze Sandstone Edition 3D Highlighting Palette. And just with my finger, I'm going to take the cream shade, and that's the shade Barbados. And put this on the high points of my face. And also on the apples, because we're adding that glow all over. So I'm going to take a blush. This is actually from the Orangey Glow collection. I did a review on that last year. And this one is the shade Under Pressure. So I'm just going to use this as like a little bit more warmth on my cheeks. I want to get a little bit more on the apples. Just because when it's on the apples of your cheeks, it looks just a little more like natural. Not natural, but like your face looks a little more like full, glowy and stuff. I'm not going for a super amount of sculpt. I want a fullness, I want a brightness, I want a roundness. So that's why I'm keeping the blush on my cheeks, and again, just using your little fingers to blend it out. So I am going to need to set some of my skin, just because I have oily skin. So just using the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Matte Powder, and I'm just going to take a little bit of that and dab it right underneath my eye. Bring it into my T-zone. That's all set. We're looking glowy, we're looking great. First I'm going to do my brows before we finish off the eyes. So for the brows, I've actually been doing something super simple these days, and I'm going to show you what it is. So all I do is take a brow gel. This is the Covergirl Easy Breezy Brow Gel. Just brush it through your brows as normal. I do this when I'm wearing makeup, I do this when I'm not wearing makeup. And when I'm not wearing makeup, I'm just a little more light-handed. Then I take just an eyebrow brush, take a little bit of the gel right onto the brush, and then do fine little strokes through the very ends. Simple as that. Now to continue with the eyes a little bit, I'm going to take just a smaller blending brush, and that can get closer to underneath the bottom of my eye. I'm going to take this dual-ended brush that I got with the Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette, and then taking the Orangey Glow palette. First off, I'm going to take just a little bit of You Peel Me with the smaller edge of this brush and buff right next to that lash. Now with the larger side, I'm just going to take Rise and Grind with a mix of Sunkissed, and then buff that right below that. So I don't want to use a black eyeliner in my waterline. I actually want to just use a brown. So I'm going to grab that, pop that in my waterline, and I'll be right back. Last step for the eyes is just taking the highlight. So I'm just going to take a mixture of Squeeze Me and Clementine and dot that right in the inner corner, and that extra little shimmer. Now we're going to bronze up the skin. I'm going to use my tried and true, the Morphe 39A palette. I'm going to go for something simple for the lips. So I think I'm just going to take, actually, first off, the blush. I'm going to use just like my ring finger and tap that onto the lips to add just a little bit more color. Then just taking a little bit of a gloss just to go right on top. This is She's Here by Colourpop. This is looking just a little bit too light. So taking a brown lip liner, going around the edges. This is the finished look.